All right, morning everybody. Let's try this again. So third time lucky. Um, so we've had some load shedding in Cape Town. Joe's stuck in traffic again. So this morning, so I'm going to be taking over again. Right, so let's get started. The US stocks closed lower as investors position themselves for upcoming blue chips earnings reports. So we've got some big ones reporting soon. We had Alcoa, which I think was which came out the other day, which was a little bit lower than expected. Netflix gained 4% after UBS upgraded the stock to buy and the price target to $565 from $370, so a pretty big upgrade there. Consumer spending on the rebound in the US, according to the Fed's latest survey of consumer expectations, they're showing that consumers will increase spending by 4.7% over the next year. And then we spoke about this briefly yesterday, global confidence barometer indicating that M&A activity will increase. 61% of US companies expect to pursue acquisitions in the next 12 months. So I'm not sure what the average is, but that does seem pretty high. And as Joe has mentioned in previous morning calls, M&A activity in the market is generally bullish. Asia pretty much down across the board this morning. Hang Seng having a down over 1% after that good day it had yesterday. So a little bit of, I guess, profit taking coming in from all that buying we've seen recently. The charts of interest this morning is just showing the number one things that companies are complaining about right now. You can see the biggest one is the strong US dollar. And then next, West Coast port, oil and gas, Russia, Ukraine, China and Europe as other concerns. Nothing that's going to affect our trading today really, but I guess just interesting to see where companies' concerns are. Corporate action this morning, we've got JP Morgan, which is coming out before the market opens, as well as Intel, so two relatively big companies of the US. And then the key factors today, out of the UK at 10:30, we've got CPI, and as well as PPI output NSA, and then at 2:30, US retail sales and PPI final demand. All right, let's have a quick look at the maps. Right, the first one I was going to show, I showed this yesterday as well, is Anglo's still hanging around. You can see this inverse head and shoulders continuation pattern that is broken down from a little while ago, and we've just been really consolidating. If I zoom in a little bit, you can see we've been consolidating the last week or two just right below that level. It hasn't really been able to make any kind of recovery as well, and has actually been holding pretty well on the downside too. Every time it's looking a little bit weak, we've seen buyers come in there. But keep an eye on the space. We've got Billy's down about 1% this morning in Aussie, so we could be on the back foot again on the open on Anglos. And if we have a look at Billy's, I guess similar setup. After a bit of a downtrend, we had that brief rally, which is come off again. We've closed just below the previous low, also consolidating around this level. Yesterday we broke just below that sort of support level, and again Aussie down 1%. So we're looking to be on the back foot a little bit on these commodities again this morning. Okay, the next one I want to show is Barlow's. Barlow's we showed a little while ago. I'm going to go to a 5-year chart, see if I can get something there. And we saw this breakdown of this big sort of bullish channel that happened a little while ago. You can see it broke down around this 93 level in December last year. Since then we've been going sideways and sort of really struggling to get break up again. You see we've had a few tests of that trend line, but we haven't been able to break through. It's been quite a lot of time below the 200-day moving average now, and the 200-day moving average is also moving downwards, which isn't very bullish for Barlow's. Obviously they are exposed to the mining sector, which is going to hurt them a bit. I would say we've got quite a bit of an inflection point around this 88 level. If we close below 88 or 87.50, call it, and we see some continued holding down there, then we could be in to go test lower levels. If we look at the height of this channel that it broke down from, it's quite a bit of a lower target if it had to break down from this current consolidation. So keep an eye on Barlow's. We could be seeing a lower target here before it goes higher. CFR. All right, so CFR has been also one that's struggled a little bit this year with the rest of the rest of the SS stocks, apart from the mining sector, trading pretty well. We've been consolidating in this sort of downward trend. We've almost put in a little bit of an inverse head and shoulders here and testing this 105 level again. It seems to, recently, if you can buy in the mid-90s and sell around this 105 level, it seems to be in the play. But we're going up to test this 105 again. If we break through this level, there could be quite a bit of a higher target here on CFR. If it fails this level again, then we could be back to go see mid-90s again. So a bit of an inflection point in CFR. Keep an eye on it. It could be an interesting place to play, either a long or a short. On Mutual, actually Mutual's come up on a lot of radars recently. It's been quite a quiet stock for quite a long time, as you see over the last year. It sort of just moved sideways, did nothing. A lot of sort of brokers upgrading it, and we've now yesterday put in a new high at I think it closed around 41.90. So it looks like it's off to the races again. If we call this consolidation between 40 and say 41.70, we got potentially one rand 70 to the upside, which would take it into the mid 43. So keep an eye on Mutual. There could be some more upside coming here, especially if the rand carries on weakening. And then the last one I want to show is SA Breweries. SA Breweries, it sold off quite hard from sort of post buyout rumours, where it got to around 680, got down as low as 630, and has now been sort of consolidating in a bit of a bear flag over the last little while. If we draw a line under this bear flag, we're looking at roughly 640 as our breakdown point. If we get a close below 640 on breweries, then there could be some downside, possibly to go and test that 200-day moving average around sort of the 612, 613 level. So keep an eye on that bear flag on breweries. And that's all for today, guys. Good luck trading.